Hello, great people. Welcome back to our channel. We're so excited to have you again. The lawyers of Nnamdi Kanu have taken a move to prove that truly they are the custodians of the law. As such, their own fundamental human right should not be trampled upon. Don't forget that last week there was a report that came from Ifeanyi Ejiofor giving Nigerians full details of how they were intimidated, harassed by DSS when they were to see their client based on court injunction or based on court instruction. And that triggered a lot of reactions from different quarters. And guess what? He wasn't the only person that went there to see Nnamdi Kanu. There were other persons who were part of it. And one of the legal counsel of Nnamdi Kanu has taken a very brave move against DSS, Department of State Services, and he has placed his request before the law court. We're going to hear content of this in a jiffy. But before we do that, if you're not subscribed to our channel, kindly hit the red subscribe button and the bell icon so that you can get notification anytime we publish our videos. Maxwell Okpara, one of the legal representatives of the detained leader of indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB Nnamdi Kanu, on Monday filed a 50 million naira fundamental right enforcement suit against the Department of State Services, DSS. Okpara, who alleged that he was on August 30th exposed to various degrading treatment when he went to visit Kanu in custody of the DSS as ordered by the court, also cited the secret police as the second respondent in his suit marked FHC ABJ CS 1018-2021, while the Director General Yusuf Bichi is the first respondent. The applicant told the court that DSS operative had, upon his arrival to see Kanu, manhandled and taken him to a particular room within their facility for purposes of alleged bodily search, wherein they forced him to remove his medicated eyeglasses, wedding ring, belt, jacket, and shoes, and accordingly left him shabbily dressed. It has been reported last week that Ifeanyi Ejiofor, lead counsel to Kanu, spoke about his experience during the visit, saying, "Today's visit witnessed a fundamental change in the hitherto procedure conventionally adopted for conducting the visit. We were initially unperturbed by the method now introduced by the DSS, but we feel compelled in the prevailing circumstances to make public our strange experience, which border on the improper treatment of lawyers in the course of conducting court-order visit to their client who is undergoing trial." In the count, Okpara told the court that he was subjected to the humiliation of holding his trousers with his hands, wearing bathroom sandal meant for awaiting trial inmate, and exposed to an air conditioner inflicted cold for 3 hours. Okpara insisted that the action the DSS took against him amounted to a gross violation of his right to dignity of a human person as guaranteed under Section 34 of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria 1999 as amended, as well as Article 5 of the African Charter on Human and People's Right Rectification and Enforcement Act Cap A9 Volume 1 LFN. He specifically prayed the court for a declaration that the respondent, while in the execution of their duty, must respect the fundamental rights of citizens and accordingly abide by the provision of Chapter 4 of the 1999 Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria as amended and the provision of the African Charter on Human and People's Right Rectification and Enforcement Act. According to him, he said, a declaration that the action of the main operatives and officers under the Command Commission of the respondent on the 30th of August 2021 during the applicant's visit to see his client in their detention facility. Wherefore, they commanded the applicant to a particular room within their facility for purpose of allegedly bodily search, wherein they forced him to remove his medicated eyeglasses, wedding ring, belt, jacket, and shoes, and accordingly left him shabbily dressed, harassed, intimidated, and humiliated. Amounts to a gross violation of the applicant's right to dignity of human person as guaranteed under Section 34 of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria as amended, and Article 5 of the African Charter on Human and People's Right Rectification and Enforcement Act Cap A9 Volume 1 LFN. A declaration that the action of the main operatives and officers under the command stroke commission of the respondent on the 30th of August 2021 during the applicant visit to see his client in their detention facility, wherefore they commanded the applicant to a particular room within their facility. Okpara prayed the court to award him the 50 million naira as compensation for the infringement of his fundamental human right to dignity and human person, as well as an order of perpetual injunction restraining the two defendants and their representatives, further disturbing or interfering with his right to dignity of human person, liberty, and freedom of movement by any further harassment, intimidation, and humiliation during his routine visit to their detention facility to see his client, or in any way infringing on his constitutional right as guaranteed by the law. Most the applicant demanded a written apology by the respondents to be published in two national daily newspapers for the unwarranted infringement of his fundamental right. He further prayed for an order of court directing the respondent to jointly and severally pay for the cost of the action. Meanwhile, no date has been fixed for the hearing in the suit. Now, if you had listened very well to their demands, it's very clear. The first in the list is that for violating their fundamental human right to dignity and a human person, that the DSS must first of all pay him a sum of 50 million naira, seconded by an apology, written apology to two, which must be published in two national dailies, for the unwarranted infringement of his fundamental human rights. And also, they must affirm that such will not repeat itself. And the case has yet to be, dated. In other words, no date has been fixed for the hearing of the suit. And, if you do it to ordinary Nigerians, it's possible for you to walk away with it. But when you are doing it with lawyers, people who are makers of the law themselves, who have the ability to fully interpret the law and who are, fully responsible for law execution, they wouldn't allow you to just go like that. And with this, I feel that the intent of all of this does not only revolve around the infringement of their fundamental human right, but it's a way of putting a stop to the continuous harassment, according to them, harassment and also infringement, to give them that free flow, to go in on the stated date of that the court has given for them to visit their client, do the visitation and enjoy, their rights as citizens. I think that's the key reason why they are doing this, because the truth is, most of the time, if you don't complain over things and take it up legally, it will get worse day after day. You see that people won't mind breaking the law over your head just because you have shown some level of quietness. And, being that these are lawyers, they wouldn't want that to be happening to them. And that's why they have decided to take that, very bold step. Now that they have done this, don't forget that 2 days were slated for them to see Nnamdi Kanu. The first is on Monday. Second is on Thursday. We are yet to get the full update of their visit today. If the treatment meted out to them the previous time they went there was also meted out to them. Don't forget also that the American-based lawyer of Nnamdi Kanu was in the country and he was denied, seeing Nnamdi Kanu on Thursday. I hope and I think he's still around. And very soon, I feel that Ifeanyi Ejiofor will give us update. Let's see if the DSS still restrain them from seeing Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. We'd like to leave it there. Go to our comment section. Let us interact. What do you have to say about the new step taken by the lawyer of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu?